Louise said the spider was an ode to her mother. Her mother restored tapestry, so like a spider does the weaving, her mother did weaving. Spider is very clever, very dainty and clever, so she saw it to her mother. Her mother was a monument to her, and she wanted her mother to be very big. And she builds her sculpture coming out of her own body. It's really the relationship to the body. Since the spaces kept changing where the shows were, she decided if she could create her own architecture, she can control the scale, she could control everything. She would move from one cell, go to the next cell and work. And so they sort of go together, and they were all very distinct and all that. But I think she just needed to have real space, something that she could walk into. A lot of the cells are closed off, but you are supposed to go into it. Prior to the 1990s, most of her work were made, plaster or marble or this. She wasn't incorporating objects in her. So the cells also represented literally a way of housing these objects which had belonged to her and had certain meanings. I think a lot of French intellectuals at that time were interested in Russia and what was happening. She came with a group of students who were studying with this teacher called Paul Collin, who was interested in theater, and he was an illustrator and poster designer. We have one letter. She stayed at the Metropole Hotel, and she wrote her father from the hotel, that she'd never seen anything like it. And so, she really liked it. If people could read the forms in a way, I think hopefully they'll come away with it. Here is a story of this woman's life, and it's very rooted in the autobiographical, but if you really could read the forms, I think you see what it is to have feelings and emotions, and there's a range of emotions here. And I'm hoping that people can perceive that and have a reaction, experience about their own lives.